If your spouse comes to you and illegally wants to get a divorce, you don't file for a divorce. You let that spouse file for a divorce. If it's illegal, do not cross the covenant of God. You let that sit on the spouse. Don't let that lie with you. You need to have peace. So I truly mean that. You don't get the papers served. You let them serve the papers. Once they serve the papers, okay, they've abandoned you. It's over. It's time to exit the marriage covenant. But until that point, you don't go serve papers. You make them serve papers. If there is no legal reason for y'all to exit that marriage covenant, do not serve the papers. Understood? You'll teach this to people, I'm telling you. Because the thing is, it's very important. At this point, your spouse is lost, but keeping your end of the covenant is most important at this time. In other words, your spouse may not be right with God, but you will stay right with God. If your spouse decides to leave, if your spouse decides to abandon you for something that they think is better, you make sure they file for the divorce again, not you. You make them serve those papers because, again, this will keep you in peace with God. You will live in peace with God, and you will stay in God's favor. And God's covenant is serious, guys, and there's nothing more important than your relationship with God. You don't want to cross one of these covenants. You make sure that it doesn't fall on you. You let the spouse abandon you. Understood?